If you're trying to break into cybersecurity, one of the biggest barriers is lack of experience. Every job posting says that you need experience, but no one tells you how to actually get that experience without actually having to work a cybersecurity job. So in this video, I'm going to show you some actual cybersecurity projects that you can do that simulate real life cybersecurity work that people do on the job that you can use for your resume, you can use for interviews that can replace real world experience. One project that you can do is build your own SOC. Security teams rely on SIEMs to be able to log and detect attacks. So in this project, you would be building your own SIEM, deploying it, configuring it, and also attacking it. So I actually did this project about 4 years ago. For this project, I used Azure to host my virtual machines and then configured the network security groups and then deployed a load balancer and then deployed all of these VMs with Docker and then configured a jump box and then SSH into them and then had my SIEM, which was an ELK stack running with Docker. But if you don't want to use Azure, you can just do this on just like VirtualBox or VMware, what have you. I just did it on Azure because jobs sometimes look for Azure experience, and if you've ever like configured anything on Azure. So this is ELK, also known as Elastic Stack, which is comprised of Elasticsearch, Kibana, Beats, and Logstash, also known as the ELK Stack, which is what I use for this project. I use Kibana for the actual UI interface for the ELK Stack. So for this project, I said the main purpose of this network is to expose a load balanced and monitored instance of DVWA. A jump box server serves as a gateway to gain entry into a remote network. So for this one, I installed Filebeat. So Filebeat collects system type events such as logins. I use Metricbeat, which collects useful information such as CPU usage and memory, which to deploy this, you just use an ELK playbook YAML file and just install that like via Docker. And then there's also an Ansible playbook to install all the ELK stuff and configure the beats and the dashboard and things like that. Right here in Ansible, we have the DVWA playbook YAML, Filebeat playbook YAML, the ELK playbook YAML, and the Metricbeat playbook YAML, which ELK configure ELK VM with Docker. And this is just the YAML file. I'm sure if we went on Docker Hub, you'd be able to find it. Yep, so it's on Docker Hub, which for this, you can either just deploy an ELK stack and just have that as a project. And then as an add-on, you can spit out another VM and start attacking it and monitor the logs and kind of come up with a vulnerability report, remediation stuff, set alerts. Yeah, that's just a project I have personally done. And when I was searching for jobs, people seem to like the project. So that is one that you can do. Another project that you can do is scanning your own network for vulnerabilities. You can just spin up a vulnerable network, create like a home lab of sorts. As you can see behind me, that's my home lab. So you don't have to be that into it. You don't need your own separate hardware. You can just do it on the computer you're watching this on right now. But that is also good for setting up and configuring your own network. If you want to configure a vulnerable network because you need to find actual vulnerabilities, one tool that you can use for this is Tenable, aka I've used Nessus before on projects like this. It's kind of just like a vulnerability exposure management platform. And you can run vulnerability scans against your own network, which I've done before with Tenable Nessus. Another one you can do is Qualys, basically just like a vulnerability scanning assessment platform. So this is actually a project I did at the beginning of my journey. going, this is my own home lab run inside VirtualBox. We have Metasploitable, which is the victim, Kali, which is the attacker, and Nessus, which is the vulnerability scanner. During this project, I was scanning Metasploitable via Nessus to see all its vulnerabilities. You can practice any exploits you want with Metasploitable, hence the name. The Metasploitable world is your oyster. I always forget what I write. It's like I'm reading this for the first time. Either scan your own network, set up a vulnerable network, or use Metasploitable. Back here, the screenshot is the victim. This is Kali, the attacker. And then this is my vulnerability scan report of the vulnerable VM, which Metasploitable you can download from Rapid7. It's just a vulnerable VM that's meant for you to practice on, pretty much. And it has all the vulnerabilities under the sun. Another project idea is simulating a ransomware attack and then creating an incident response plan based off the ransomware attack that you simulated. For that, you can use Elastic if you want to. You can use SentinelOne. You can use CrowdStrike. You can use Huntress. The world is your oyster when it comes to products that will detect attacks. I have used all of these EDRs and SIEMs that I'm telling you about. I have used ELK Stack, SentinelOne, CrowdStrike, Huntress. I have used all of those in a work environment, and I've configured them and know all of their nuances. So that also helps, learning different products. Another product that I have also used is Prelude Security in an enterprise environment. This just kind of throws a bunch of attacks at your machine. Like, I think you can preface like a ton of attacks like pretty instantaneously if you don't want to like shoot your own attacks at your machine. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So this one pretty much is just a bunch of automated attacks. You install an agent on your machine. I have configured this agent more times than I can count. If you ever want to do different security control testing, for example, I'm going to test how Huntress works versus CrowdStrike versus SentinelOne. I have used Prelude to do all of that security testing. Another project you can do, which I find very fun and interesting, is dark web intelligence investigating the dark web. This company has sponsored me before, but they're actually just like super cool and I like actually use them to monitor my own stuff on the dark web. Yeah, you can just go through Flare and just like click on different things, search different things, see what people on the dark web are talking about, look in certain Telegram chats. Like, it's actually like really cool. So that's also a good project, which you could research some different ransomware groups, APTs, and kind of build like a threat report or like a research report around them using some like dark web intelligence. I feel like that would be really fun. And it teaches you how to think like an intelligence analyst. So if you're building projects like these, you are not only learning cybersecurity concepts, but actually using the tooling that actual companies use and that you're most likely going to be using in some capacity. I have personally used all of these tools in some enterprise company capacity, like working for a corporation. Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to put on your resume. And once you have a sort of home lab set up, the world is your oyster, like I said in that post, and you can literally do any cybersecurity project that you want, pretty much. And make sure you document these projects, post them on LinkedIn, post them on GitHub, start your blog. You guys know how much I promote posting your projects on social media so people actually know you're doing them and they don't just sit on your computer. Hopefully that gives you an idea of some cybersecurity projects that you can do. Hopefully that helps you out. Go play around with some cybersecurity tools and learn as much as you can. And then once you're done, slap them in a resume and tell the people you're interviewing with about your work experience, because this is work experience. Projects are work experience. You're working with enterprise tooling. That is experience. Anyway, that is it for the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, punch all the buttons in the face, and I'll see you in the next one.